I'm just on an exercise bike in the garden, working out. Talking points from this weekend. So, Lewis obviously managed to get P4, which is a good result for him. However, a lot of that was due to obviously the multiple safety cars, or virtual safety car and safety car, which benefited his race. I'm still not convinced he actually had a good weekend. If you look at how long it took him to get past Kimi Antonelli, to me that was quite worrying. You can clearly see with George, and the same with Kimi, that the Mercedes wasn't actually that quick this weekend. Well, it was on qualifying, but in race pace they really struggled. So given the time it took Lewis to overtake Kimi, it was quite worrying, to be honest, especially if you're a Lewis fan. I don't really know how many positives you can actually take from this weekend. Yeah, he finished well, but like I said, a lot of that was down to the safety cars and just being a bit fortunate on track, being in the right place at the right time. Charles Leclerc probably showed a bit better racecraft. Managed to get some overtakes done in the first lap, or the first opening laps, which was good. But then he kind of killed his tyres again. So this Ferrari just isn't what we all hoped and expected it would be this year. Then let's talk about Williams. What a performance from Alex Albon. Brilliant job. Back-to-back P5s. Feels like what James Vowles has done there is literally, if he was going to be a team principal, we'd want to copy what he's done at Williams. Fantastic job. Bit of disappointment for Carlos, obviously, but nonetheless, what James has done with the team completely transformed it. So a really good weekend. I think even in qualifying, the team looked relatively quick as well. So there was talk that Alex was saying he could have hopefully caught up with Piastri at one point. I'm not certain that was the case, but you see it a couple of times when these people that are unlikely to get a podium get a chance for it. They don't let it go. Now McLaren, interesting weekend. I thought Oscar looked more dominant during qualifying and during practice. It felt like he had the upper hand on Lando, but again, killed his tyres and kind of got caught out. He got caught out this year going to that chicane, similar to what he done last year to Lando. Kind of came back around, and Max pretty much done the same thing to him. So I think even from George Russell's commentary, I think at one point he was sitting P3, George, and he was thinking, why on earth isn't Oscar shutting the door on Max? Now, is it because he was scared Max would crash into him? That might have been the reason. And I kind of felt like Oscar's let him past because Oscar knows he's got the faster car and will probably catch up with him later in the race, which kind of made sense. Don't crash for the sake of it, especially with Max. But he could never get close to him, Oscar. He could just never get close to Max. Ended up killing his tyres, and that was the end of it. Then obviously Lando done a brilliant job. Absolutely brilliant job from Lando. Kind of felt like he overachieved this weekend, if I'm being honest. From where he was at the beginning of the weekend, I didn't expect him to finish P2. So, good result for obviously Lando Norris, and keeps his dreams and hopes alive in the championship. Now, Max Verstappen, what a move. What a performance on Red Bull in total. Obviously they've done a phenomenal job getting Tsunoda's car back up and running. That deserves a massive shout out. But equally, I think on, was it Friday night, they was disappointed with the car. And you see this time and time again with Red Bull. Whenever they're not happy with the car, they take it away and do a load of work overnight in the sim. And yeah, they came back with actually having the quickest car for over one lap, and equally you can say his race pace was mightily strong as well. So all in all, I don't think it's going to be as easy as everyone thinks for McLaren to get this title. I think in the past, well, previously you'd say McLaren are going to run away with it, but Max is still delivering. You know, it's just showing this is probably, if he is to go on and win it this year, it will probably be the best championship won by a driver who probably didn't have the best car, but the way they was able to extract performance has been so impressive. But hey, all in all, good weekend. Now off to Monaco. My predictions, guys, check down your predictions below for Monaco qualifying. For me, I think you need someone that's mature, experienced. So I think P1's probably going to go to Max for qualifying anyway. I think we'll see Charles up there. I think Charles will probably qualify either P3 or P4. I think George will qualify wherever Charles is or right behind him. Lewis probably P10, P11. I'm trying to think back to last year. I think he struggled last year as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, guys, drop your comments below. Hear your predictions. It'll be good to know your thoughts. And hopefully next time I'm not working out with this boring background.